So looking in the viewfinder, I'm realizing I really matched the background, but I'm not changing my shirt, so here we are. Hello everyone, I'm Kathryn Sapplin, and today we're gonna be talking about something that there are two ways to look at it. The unbiased, thoughtful way would be to say that between Belgium and America, there is a cultural difference in the perception of two things that I'm going to talk about. Which that perspective, objectively, is just boring. The reality is that Belgians don't know colors and they set up these traps to make foreigners look stupid. Why? We're gonna talk about grapes. And I realize that on this channel, I rant a lot about grapes. Where I grew up, we had exactly two types of grapes. The purple kind and the green kind, and that was it. When I moved to France, they didn't have purple or green grapes. They had all these bougie grapes, and all I wanted were normal purple and green grapes. I did not appreciate the choice of all these different grapes, and they all had seeds, and I was just not feeling the grape scene in France. So when we moved to Belgium, and I had options of normal grapes, I was so happy. So happy. Except, since we moved, I've been going to the market, which means when you buy things, you actually have to interact with people. Despite living here for 3 years, I never had this interaction, and I've discovered grapes are not perceived in the same colors that I grew up with. So whenever I go to the market, I always ask for purple and green grapes. I couldn't understand what was happening the first time that this interaction occurred, because the woman in the stall looked at me really weird. My first thought was, oh, I must have said the words in a really bad accent. I'm running it through my head. I go back the next week and it happens again. And I'm thinking, have I lost my Dutch skills? Like, what is going on? And then it just so happens, I go back and the woman before me gets grapes. Only when she gets the grapes, she doesn't call them purple and green grapes. She calls them red and white grapes. And that's when it struck me. I learned this in Dutch class, and I remember being like mind blown because they're not red or white. They are obviously purple and green. And I know, like, in the realm of grapes and whatnot, that yes, there is white and there is red, but in my mind, they are just purple and they are green, and I was really disappointed with myself that I had this little lost in translation moment with this woman, because I knew this and I just felt like an idiot. But at the same time, they're green and purple. So I feel like, despite feeling like an idiot and knowing this difference, I'm right and everyone else is wrong. I know, I'm probably just a little bit biased, but I'm right. Which leads me into my next color difference, which I only discovered because of my children. So you guys know that when you're driving, occasionally you'll come to a light. The light has 3 colors. The top one is red, the bottom one is green, and then the middle one apparently changes colors depending on where you go. I did not know this. I just sort of thought that my children had mixed up their colors, because they told me when the light had turned yellow that I wasn't allowed to go at orange. And I told them, no, sweeties, that's yellow. And my children, because they are sort of at that age where they know everything and are ready to move out, said, no mama, that's orange, you're wrong. And I thought perhaps this might have been a translation issue, because I speak to my children in English. They refuse to speak English to me, they speak Dutch. So I told them in Dutch that, no, this is yellow. And they said, no, it is orange. So I let it go, thinking my children don't know their colors. It's okay, we'll deal with it. And then I go home and I'm sharing this story with Prince Charming, and he informs me that in fact, the middle color on the light is orange when it's obviously yellow. So it wasn't my children, it's yellow. And for whatever reason, they're learning that it's orange. And I don't understand why it's orange because it's yellow. It looks yellow. It doesn't look orange, it looks yellow. Oh. I don't know what to do with the last one. So that's my little story time of this cultural difference of perspective of color. And I know I'm being facetious when I say I'm right. I'm biased though. I'm gonna always assume I'm right, just like I think people who come across this video are going to assume that they're right in their perspective. And I think that's beautiful. The differences of just something of looking at a grape and somebody saying that's a green grape and somebody saying that's a white grape. That's just beautiful to me. My only sad part is there has to be some type of history to this cultural difference. Particularly with the light. Why is the middle orange in Belgium? And why is it yellow in America? See, I was thinking about this because these are the things that I think about. And I think in America, it's yellow because we have for our roads different colors assigned to different meanings. So yellow is always caution. And I think orange is associated with red and danger. So the yellow is yellow because caution and not actually danger. And I'm thinking that maybe that's where the difference is. I don't know. I'd love to know other people's perspectives and speculations because it's so interesting. I really enjoy that stuff. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. We can be friends or enemies and fight over things like the proper color of a grape, which is green and purple, by the way. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Tootsies, my applesines. You know what, guys? I have nothing for you in terms of an outro, and I just realized I'm probably not going to have any interesting stories for outros because there's a pandemic, and despite things being open, I'm not going out unless it's 100% necessary, like we're running out of food type crap, because I don't want to die.